Well, no, to be fair, it's true. Like, at the same time, if any of you guys see a corpse, you're going to have to take a steel test.
What about if he fails this? Does he clench and stab himself in the rectum with his knife?
Okay.
No.
I mean, obviously, you failed the steel test. There's another challenge steel test. So you pretty much, it's just like, you're going to stand and drool or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit. I'm just stay shaking him for the time being.
Okay, cool.
Wake up! Wake
Dominic, what
up!
would you like to do? You can see a few figures over the other side. Are you going to go over and help them, or what? Is at this point that somebody who isn't either caught up in a desperate desire for revenge, looking for corpses, or trying to wake up their dead friend, might want to say something like, "I vote we leave now."
Wasn't I dazed and retarded?
No, you didn't actually. I mean, you're dazed in the sense that you saw you got hit by an extremely large explosive, but you weren't hit directly. You weren't knocked down. You were simply behind the building and you're slightly deafened.
You were fortunate.
Exactly, you were relatively fortunate. You were shielded from the blast.
Okay, do I see any of Seek, Phil, or...
You can see all three of them quite clearly. The area is relatively lit up because the remains of this building are burning.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's half deaf, so he's not going to be hearing anything from anyone. But he runs over.
Okay.
This is my turn to Hudson, since that's the guy. To Judson, since that's the guy he's seen before.
Yep.
And he starts flailing his arm as he goes, "We must go! We must go away! It has to happen now!" And he's in his small clothes.
Okay. How do you react to this, Kliker? Because you're trying to collar Judson at this moment, aren't you?
Did he really manage to run all the way from that while I was sneaking up on Kiko?
Well, the way to think of it is that was also some actions that he didn't take earlier because he wasn't actually affected by the explosion, so he could have done that almost immediately.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, so I
But
see.
that's fine.
So I basically see that I have no way of like grabbing Kiko without anyone like
Nope.
catching me or whatever.
I need that.
Might I suggest at this juncture that you think if you want to get any information out of anybody, you might retire to a building that you know is safe.
And ask.
Well, but the thing is, I don't. I mean, I don't really know what's going on. There was an explosion here. I have no idea who these people are. They might be the total killers. I, under no circumstances, want anyone to know my identity.
Well, I, for one, I'm going to...
and I know that I'm in a situation right now where I can't get any information. So what I want to do is I want to dash away and basically make myself disappear.
Okay. In that case, you're going to go in this direction and just leg it.
Pretty much, yes.
That's not particularly difficult. Meanwhile, Dominique and
I do want to basically dash away, but I want to hide myself in an area where I can overlook what these people are doing.
Okay, so you've just kind of gone somewhere over here and you're now observing across the street.
Yeah, like pretty much like another building or something.
It was you guys can hear kind of mild yelling. There are clearly people converging on this location.
Time to go.
Places.
Time to go.
Okay. So what does Dominique just you can do anything together?
I recommend that we flee as a pair.
Okay,
Yeah,
and Siegfried, what are you going to do?
He throws
Is
his
the
own
sergeant
bomb.
still around?
Hmm?
Is the sergeant still around?
I'll be right back.
The sergeant got crushed when the building collapsed.
I thought he was checking through the wreckage.
That was me.
That's Judson.
That was me.
Yeah, that was Hudson Hall.
Right, okay. When I see, I guess it's Kliko running away,
Loose ends.
I guess I shout, "Stop," in the name of the watch and start to chase him.
Oh,
okay.
lovely.
That's a strategy.
That is a strategy.
How do you react to this assertion?
The man who wishes to react to the assertion was BRB.
Left. Yeah.
So you two are fucking legging it.
We are indeed running.
Okay.
Dominic's just following Hudson.
Exit stage left, chased by guard. Oppose speed tests. Now, the way this is going to work is both Rufus and Kiko have to do rolled speed tests, and then Phil Rose versus both of you.
Which guy is he chasing? There are two sets of people running
So
away.
are you guys running together?
Yeah, but who's he chasing?
Well, the thing is, he's chasing both of you, but whichever one of you is slower, he would obviously try and catch whichever one is slower, right?
Do I
So
go to,
both of you have to beat
bonus
him.
for running in my small clothes?
No, sadly.
So, which roll is this?
This is speed.
Speed, excellent.
You guys have to versus Phil's 3 speed.
I have 4 speed.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool. So
What are
Phil,
you guys doing?
We're running away.
Phil's chasing the two of them.
And they're going to catch me because
Unsuccessfully.
no, I have 0 as well.
Failure, and
Pass.
Rupert succeeds a little bit.
All of you fall
A
down
little
and break
bit.
your necks.
No, wrong game.
Okay,
I know.
so after
I
both
see all
you-
of this, right?
Yeah, you can see that they're just running away and
Okay.
chasing each other.
Okay.
Meanwhile, there's a kind of you can see the beginnings of the few people who are in this district this time. A couple of guards who are patrolling somewhere else who weren't got but are just slowly moving towards here. You can see them gathering over here. There's a guy who was hauling something extremely late turning up over here. And there's sort of some type of consternation. There's a tavern. People up from a tavern over here are moving towards this way. So there's clearly beginning to be a group of people assembling around this explosion site.
I can tell that Phil is a city guard, right?
No, he doesn't look like a guard.
Okay.
He was with the guard, but he was simply going along with them. Like he was literally he was a
Can-
friend, as it were.
I can tell from watching the scene though that like these two belong together and this guy like doesn't.
Well, he did just yell, "Stop and name the guard."
But
Oh,
we
okay.
are.
So I
we,
know
we
that he's
didn't.
okay.
I just said let's get out of here and ran.
Okay.
So
Is there anything we could do when we see he's actually catching up on us?
well, he's not catching up on you.
He's not catching up on you.
He's not catching up on me
He's
either.
going
We
the same
both
speed as
failed.
Kiko.
At this
I might,
point,
toss something at the.
wait. At this point, Luke, like these guys are running away, right?
Mhm.
And he's following them. At this point, I think to myself that I want to follow these two because obviously they are in on the whole thing that was happening here. So
Cool.
what I want to do is I want to run in between them and Phil, and I want to basically run in such a way that I kind of slightly crash into Phil and make him, stumble a bit to have these two guys disappear, so that I can then follow them later.
Okay, you're trying to body check him.
Well, yes, but like not in the way that I want to, like fucking, like knock him over or whatever. But it's more like in the way that, imagine like someone is running along and I just kind of come from the right and I run in his way, so he goes, "Oh, what the hell?"
Considering Bethford's power, this could not end well for you at all.
Okay,
I
so
know. Pretty agile though.
the way to look
Let's
at
do
this.
WrestleMania.
Okay, how do you do this? You're trying to stay. Okay, so this is really like it's almost a distraction.
I guess I have to make like speed if I manage to get between them, and then
Yeah,
agility.
let's
if
say
I manage to pull it off.
this is combined speed power. So you get a
Oh.
speed test.
Power.
You succeed at
Yeah, you have to
first
actually
speed,
physically
then
stop him.
power.
Again, I don't really want to body check him.
You're
I
not going to
want him-
stop him otherwise.
I don't really. Well, of course.
Okay, I
like,
know what we'll
he's
do.
gonna start breaking.
What we'll do is we'll say this is a speed test, but Phil has an advantage. And Phil has an advantage because you're not actually trying to match his speed. You're trying to very specifically get in front of him.
Yeah.
Also,
So
inertia.
he gets +1 advantage dice.
Okay,
It's
so
your
I have
speeds versus
I have
each other.
speed of. I want to add 1 dice to my test though.
How?
Well, by using a point. What was it? Which point is it? Is it persona?
Persona.
Okay, so I'm going to add 1. But do I say like add that to speed?
Yes, that gets added to your speed.
Speed 1 persona, and I'm down to 1 persona. Okay, so I have a speed of 4, so that way I have 5 speed. 5
Okay.
dice.
5 versus 4. Let's go. We're down.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm also adding 1.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'd have
5
3.
versus 5.
Actually, no, wait, yeah, 5 versus 5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3,
I've got 4 successes.
5.
Okay.
Jeez, why are they chasing a trapper?
Phil.
Oh no, but
1,
he's.
2, 3.
Holy
Oh.
shit!
Oh,
That doesn't count.
That
does count. It does count.
God damn it.
It randomly rolls when it goes off the table, but does count.
So,
So now
it's-
we're equal.
Defender
equal.
wins.
And well, the thing is, this isn't really a case of
This is
defender.
defender.
Yeah, this is like not a power. This is just me trying to get in
No,
between.
no, no. This is a versus test. Because it's a versus
Okay.
test, what this means is if there is a clear defender, then it goes to the defender. Otherwise, it's just a tie.
Okay.
Which means that you don't get what you want, and he doesn't quite get what he wants either.
Which
so
I guess is okay with me.
yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how would this actually play out in this case. Let's just say that now what's happened is both of you are running roughly at the same speed as Kiko and Rufo away.
Dumbasses.
So it's just now like this
Enter
little
Benny
man
Hill
train.
music.
A
Well, but
man
don't
train.
forget that I wasn't running in this direction. I wasn't running after them. I was running from here to here. So if I show up like, so
Hmm.
did I not like make it in front of Phil? Because Phil is moving in this
Well, what
direction.
you've done is actually, I know what it is. You made it next.
I made it what?
You made it next to him. You're not in
So
front,
I'm like pretty
you're
much
next.
here.
Yeah, exactly. So you're close to him. Could do something, but that something wouldn't be getting in front of him.
Can I grab him?
You could certainly try and grab him.
Oh,
Okay,
this
I'll
is
try
going
and
to
grab
end
it.
well
And
for
that
me.
is opposed power.
Okay, I'll try and grab at him.
Okay.
Ah, Bethrick gets his 6 dice.
Or actually, wait, can I? I can't manage to like put my leg in front of his to make him
That-
fall, right?
You can certainly. That would be a brawling check.
Okay, then I'll do that.
and that would be your brawling versus his brawling.
Okay, I have no
except
brawling.
except neither of you have brawling, so that would
I
be
have
again
brawling.
opposed power.
Oh, he does
you
have
do
brawl.
have brawling, Phil.
I have brawling. I have 3 brawling.
Okay, it's his
Okay.
3 brawling doubled versus your power.
So he has 6
Do I actually
brawling.
roll 6?
You no, you just roll 3 and double it.
Roll 3 and double.
Okay, and I just have 3.
Yep,
Yeah,
because
so
he
that's
actually has the
his
skill and
double
you
three.
don't.
Okay, you got to
Two.
beat 2.
Uh,
I'm gonna count that because it's 2 successes.
Yep.
Okay, you actually succeed in tripping him.
Wait,
so he falls.
Ye- wait, is that 2v2? If he got 2 and he got 2, that's a tie.
Oh wait, you're right. Actually, it is a tie because it's
And
closed.
and is it this the case that defender
It
wins?
is a defender wins, so
Damn
you
it.
don't manage to trip him. That's tragic.
I saved
So
you,
a man
veteran.
who's just tried to jump in front of me and then tried to trip me.
Well,
You could at this point reasonably yell something like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Okay, since I can't manage that, I shouted him
it's my
like fucking city god.
it's my intent while they're distracted to run as fast as I can.
Okay, and this is the point where it becomes increasingly clear to Kiko and Dominique that they need to go somewhere. They
It's
need
fine.
a place to run to.
I have nowhere to run to.
Well, that is the question, because you chaps have just been involved in a very botched bit of criminal activity now. Kiko, you know that you can probably go back to your brother at some point to report what happened, because if nothing else, you have information. Dominique, unfortunately, as far as he's concerned, the whole thing went fucking shipshape because, you know, he thought he was going to get some information by helping, and it turns out actually he's not even going to get that. He got fucked. Kleika's like, I thought I was going to get information, but everything went shipshape, everything exploded. What the fuck? I need to get hold of somebody. And Siegfried's just like,
Well, I, in that case, am
Yeah.
going to go at the nearest opportunity to see my brother.
Okay.
Not tonight, because it was too late.
Not tonight.
I
Okay,
don't
so I
have
suppose
anyone.
the real question is, what are you chaps going to do next? Because I suppose at this point we can freeze the frame with you lot running. What are you actually planning on doing at this junction?
Like
Well,
the
I
two of them.
suppose Dominic would need to get go where he left his clothes, and or at least all his traveling gear, the shit he didn't bring out tonight.
Mhm.
And I assume that would be back at the tavern where
That
he
would be left at the
met,
tavern, yep.
met Judson.
Okay, that would be back at the tavern.
Yeah, I'm carrying all of the stuff that I have with me, so I have nowhere to go to pick things up, but I also have nowhere to stay.
Okay. And what about you, Siegfried?
If, however, I
Honestly,
find
I'm going to try and accost Kleika, and if I can't, then I'm going to wait for the watch to show up.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Out
gonna
of
as well.
interest, why are you feeling so public-spirited?
Because we're on a routine patrol, they're going to want to know why I fled the scene of another officer who's just died if I'd flee, so I actually kind of need to stick around.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't.
My intent is to get away from Phil and follow both.
By the way, yeah, go on. You're following both these guys.
and follow both of them or one of them.
Considering I'm clear that someone is chasing me, if my intent is since I don't have anywhere to stay, if I find out that if that guy still is chasing me, I'm going to lead him into a blind alley and turn on him with my bow drawn, in a threatening stance to stop him from trying to chase me. Because if he's going to try and accost me, I'm doing it on my terms, not his.
Okay. I'm also going to say one more thing. Phil, you have caked on the right side of your body, which is the side of the explosion, some of the white powder that was in the crate. Some of it was left on the boat when an arrow thing, and some of it appears to have got on you, like just a
But
little fine
I'm
dusting
probably
of white.
not aware of this that much.
Right, but it is there though. So just
Right.
in case, it is there.
Kleika, on the other hand, can probably see it.
Like I can see, there's a little bit of white powder on there.
That's why he's chasing you. He wants to sniff you.
Do I know what that powder is?
You have your suspicions. You know a bit about drugs, but
Okay.
and this is the point where I think I might say that clearly Kiko and Dominique have lost everybody. Dominique's going back to the tavern. Kiko's heading off into a blind alley. Kleika, where are you going?
Like I said, I want to follow. I want to follow. Well, one of them. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna roll a dice actually. Who I'm
Okay,
following.
go for it.
1 to 3 is Kiko. 4 to 6 is Rupert.
Let's do this.
Please do.
Kiko.
Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
I follow
yeah.
Kiko.
Before that goes on, okay, I've got a dude beside me who's just tried to trip me up, right?
Yes.
And when he was sneaking up on Kiko, he had his rapier out. Yeah.
Oh
Did he?
no.
No, he didn't.
You
Okay.
did have
I
his
was
sword. He
going
did
to-
draw his sword on the guard.
Well, on the guard, but then like I ran
Did
ran
you-
away from the building and
You
everything.
didn't put it
Fuck
away.
him up, Phil. Fuck him up.
Did I really have to say that I'm putting it away when like the building is collapsing and everything? I mean, all I
No,
wanted to do
to be
was
honest,
grab.
I think I would grant that you would easily put it away. Like if you're
Okay, so he's not got his rapier out.
No, of course, no.
Yeah, it
I
hasn't
I mean,
got his
don't
rapier out.
forget that I was also like I ran away from the building and I hid, while those two, and then they started running past me. So
wanted
like
to
I'm
go
not
try
hiding
and,
with my sword out.
Like body check him, like try and pin him, jump on him, and pin him to the ground.
Okay.
That's not going to end well.
You're just gonna jump on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, go for it. That is 6 power versus 3.
Why is that power? Can't I like dodge?
Well,
I don't know if
you
brawling
can,
is affected by it, but
you
both
can
us have equal
choose to
brawling.
avoid rather than fighting back.
Yes, I want to avoid. I want to.
That
I
would
want to
be
dodge.
versus your speed, I think.
But he
So
still
does
What
rolls.
agility?
happened is
He still
you
rolls
charge
power.
Phil, then decide to run
Is
away.
it speed and not agility?
It would be speed, yeah. Speed is gross motor coordination. So avoid actions in combat in the full version of fight rules are done by speed.
Or okay.
Okay.
By the way, since like my instinct, since I really don't want anybody to roll my Oh, okay. No, I guess that's fine then.
Unless you roll all fails.
Yeah, no.
Nope. Okay. You dodge clear out of his way. Like he takes great big lumbering grab at you, and you're just like,
Okay, and I run off.
yes.
So in which case, I'm gonna.
You don't have anyone.
What you could do is just go right back to the guardhouse. That would be the most one obvious course of action.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna take in the surroundings again, whilst we and try and thank you. Whilst this happens, I guess I rolled a perception to see if I actually noticed that I got that stuff in my stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Those.
It's not particularly difficult. Let's say it's Obs 2. Okay, you succeeded noticing the white powder on you. Now, do you want to identify it?
I can.
Because you have the alchemy skill, I believe.
No, I don't have that anymore.
He
What
has a
do you have?
nose.
Do you have any alchemy-related skills?
Nope.
Okay, you dump that. Okay, in that case, I suppose you could take a perception test at Obs like 6.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, fuck it.
Without any like chance of success. But,
Yeah.
So,
Okay, no, but you don't
do
have
I-
a test because failed perception
Yeah.
tests don't grant you anything. But fuck it, why not?
The successful one would have, though.
It would have done if he'd got a bunch of 6s and then exploded them or something. Okay, so you now have a mystery powder on you, which I suppose is potentially a lead.
That said, I am actually going to try and find something to brush it off with.
I like today was a total waste of makeup.
It
I like,
was.
I like Secret about to fuck Christoph off, and Christoph is commencing WrestleMania. Then again, you should say like Christoph disappears like Batman or something like that.
Okay, and the moment that Rufus sets foot in the tavern,
Please.
2 people grab at him.
Well, he.
You have to defend yourself with power against 4.
Do I?
You do. You're being grabbed by 2 people as you set foot.
I
into
don't. I
the
don't think this is because Dominique knows he's very attractive and is used to being grabbed at in taverns.
Let's just say that your attractiveness is almost certainly the reason why these men grabbed you.
Well,
They're going to be very disappointed when they see beard.
so what power do you say?
You need to roll power versus 4.
That's 3. That's gonna fail.
It is.
Ooh, well, okay. 2.
Well, he could
And
explode the 6.
as you're grabbed, a rag with an acrid stench is held over your face, and you fall into unconsciousness.
Couldn't he have exploded the 6?
He could have done. It's up
But
to
he
him.
didn't.
He didn't. Oh, Ruford.
It would have been like you, but let's just say that this is this is not going to result in him randomly dying. Let's put it that way.
Or is it?
Yeah, actually, he's already dead. Done.
They're
He
all
spawned
dead.
across by my corpse in the middle. Like a no.
Anyway. Next.
Okay, Meanwhile, Klyka, what are you and Kiko doing?
Well, my plan originally was if I was being followed, which I believe I am, even if I don't see it, is to go down into a blind alley, and when I get there, wheel round with my bow drawn.
Well,
Okay.
I want to cautiously follow Kiko.
Okay, so this would be your stealthy versus his observation.
Okay, but since I do it cautiously, do I get an extra?
I don't have observation, but I'm doing this regardless of if I see it or not.
You. Let's just say that you don't have you can't afford doing it.
What?
You can't be that slow.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
you'll
so
have it
I'll just
chasing,
have
right?
stealthy, which is 4 rolls.
Well, I
Yeah,
only have
exactly.
perception, I don't have observation as a skill,
Okay, so roll hardcore perception versus this.
and I'm not even going to do it.
It's 2, and Kiko does 2.
Okay, so Klyka, you succeed, and
Right.
you creep up on Kiko. Like
Okay.
let's just say that he's squinting down this dark alley, and you hug the shadows and make your way closer to him.
Okay.
So did I not succeed in spotting him?
You
'Cause
didn't spot him though. He was moving stealthily towards you.
I'm still waiting with this bow ready.
Okay.
He is. Okay, well, since he's, like looking down the alleyway, waiting with the bow ready, can I try and grab him from the side?
You can certainly make an opposed power check.
Okay, I want to do pretty much like the same thing that I've done with the sergeant. Only like without the sword. I want to basically grab him. I mean, since he can't really use his hands because he's got the bow in his hand. So I want to grab him from the side, push him against the wall of the alleyway,
I'm using
and
a persona point
Okay, go for it.
because
Okay.
I am not losing my life in a dark, dingy alleyway. Screw this guy.
Okay.
I respect that as a position.
Well, I must find out to kill my family at all costs.
You could just ask!
So I must get this guy. Do I get anything for that I'm that determined to get information out of him?
You can get +1 for the fact that you got to him stealthily. Like,
Oh,
he
okay.
doesn't
So I'll
expect
get power. What it was, right?
Well,
Yeah,
you have
power.
to beat 3.
And those are 6s, by the way.
Okay. Or 6, that's indeed. I'll actually add one. What was it? Persona point?
That's your last persona point if you did.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
already used my
90%.
last one.
Or actually, no, I'm not gonna add it. It's fine.
This is a power that I've used a persona point on.
Bam.
Okay.
2.
No.
You
I got
attempt to
2.
grab at Kiko, you fail.
Yeah.
Let's roll the die of fate.
Okay.
Just something funny happened with the arrow. No, the arrow is loosed and whizzes off into the side of one of the buildings. And you tried to grab him, but it's clear that you're now like at arm's length. He's ready. He's holding actually a bow, which is now suddenly you realise now that you're close to it is a large piece of wood. You don't have your rapier drawn. What do you want to do?
Okay.
This is the moment where fast talking might be a good idea.
My intent is to ask what on earth he wants. Why on earth is he following me?
Okay, Kiko and Klyka, have it out. What's
Okay.
going on?
Well, I basically shouted Kiko and I go, "Who are you?" No, I'm not doing the
Who
Batman
are
voice.
you?
I'm not doing the
Christian Bale voice right
I'm
there.
not-
Where does this rose come from?
Where is she?
Anyway,
Where's who? I don't know. No, I'm not doing the Christian Bale voice. Like, who are you?
I could ask you the same question, man who's stalking me.
I could ask you the question, man who shoots people on a barge. Who are you and what have you been doing there?
Fold my arms.
He folds his arm. Like, you should better tell me what you've been doing there.
Why?
Or else
This is
I'll
no
ha-
time to be petulant.
Why?
I have ways to make you talk and you don't want to notice them.
That's a threat.
That is a threat, yes.
Okay.
I have ways to make you talk, so you better. Why is he picking up his dice?
Because I'm
Fair
expecting to roll an opposed roll here.
Oh, okay.
Like this is the burning wheel equivalent to cracking your knuckles. Is picking
Yeah.
up a bunch of dice.
Can I draw my rapier as we talk like this?
You certainly can draw your rapier.
He's gonna
Okay, I want to
react.
draw it. I want
I'm
to draw
drawing
it.
my machete.
Okay. I'm
You call
holding
that a knife.
I'm holding my rapier in in such a way though that I'm just holding it in my hand. I'm not like aiming it at him or something.
Neither am I.
At the end of our first session, Kiko and Klyka have killed each other. Rufa is
I'm not
Okay.
intending to strike first.
chloroformed and I'm in
I'm not intending to
disgrace.
strike first.
I want to see. Do I know that he doesn't? Do I know that he doesn't intend to strike first?
No, you've no
Does he?
idea.
Does he? Well, can I maybe feel it or something? Like, can I see it from
You
the way that
don't
he's
have
behaving
spidey
himself?
sense, Klyka.
It's not that. Like, you know how it is when someone is
Well, no,
standing.
what you could try and do is make a perception check.
Yeah, I'm doing a perception check.
But I'm going to say
I
that
want
you
to
don't
know.
know this guy. He's under a lot of stress. This is
Yeah.
obs like 6.
I want to see if this is gonna, if I can, if I have to get violent, or if this is gonna get violent, or if I can do this with
This is obs 6. Like I'm saying, this is very, very difficult for you to know. Okay,
Three.
you simply can't be sure. You
Okay,
don't
I
know.
can't be
This guy looks pretty frayed. You've seen him
Okay.
shoot someone already. You don't know how he's going to react.
Okay. Listen. So you don't know who I am, and I don't know who you are, but
Yep.
you must have had something to do where you were there in that building, and whatever happened there with that big, loud thing, whatever it was. You must be able to tell me what was going on there.
No, I've no idea what happened. Well, I've no idea why there was a big explosion.
Do we know that that is an explosion? Like, we know that, right?
Yeah, you know the word explosion. Yeah.
Okay, we just-
I have no idea why there was a big explosion.
But you were in that building and you were trying to kill somebody.
I was trying to incapacitate someone. I would never try and kill someone.
Well, you were loosening an arrow, and as we all know, an arrow can kill people.
And an arrow can also injure people.
Who were you trying to injure?
The man I was told to injure, the driver.
Who was the man?
I don't know.
So you were just hired to attack this barge.
Funnily enough, yes.
I love that we're in a situation where Kiko is the goon who knows nothing and he's a player character. Like, this is literally the frustrating interrogation of the hired goon. Only the hired goon is Kiko.
This is exactly that.
Perhaps,
This is
random
exactly that.
chaser, can you not consider that you have blindly chased a man who was just following orders and didn't mean to kill anybody?
Well, I was going after a lead, and the lead told me to be there in that specific what
And your
the hell?
typical process for following leads is trying to assail people
My
in dark
process
alleyways.
of following leads is making people talk, and it's pretty obvious that you know absolutely nothing.
Your ways of making people talk are terrible.
My
I'd
ways of
hate
making
to see,
people talk are
I'd
right
hate
here
to
in
see-
my hand.
I'd hate to see you at a banquet.
This is getting to methodological criticism. I like it.
My ways to make people talk are right here in my hand if you want to try them out. Now tell me who at least hired you.
You mean your balls?
My brother.
Your brother hired. Who is your brother? Who are you?
And at that moment, a voice, rather annoyed, comes from the end of the alleyway and says, "Come on, old boy, before you do yourself an injury." And you turn to see the unpleasant sight of your brother flanked by a couple of what look like smartly dressed but well-armed goons.
Okay.
They're also pointing at you, Gleiger.
You can
Oh,
talk to him yourself.
Is there a way for me? Like, I can't talk to these people. This is going to get extremely hard to keep my identity hidden. Is there a way for me out of this alleyway?
Do you want
Okay,
to
you
bust?
could do a stealthy and then climb roll.
Okay, I'll do
Warning:
that.
the climb roll is obs 4 because it's at night,
Deja vu.
and this is not a thing made for climb. This is like these actual walls.
Is there no other way for me? Is there like a door? Is there a window I could barge it into or something?
Windows closed. They have shutters.
Okay. Is there a door?
There is a door. It probably will be locked.
If,
I'm
he-
gonna
Can I break it open?
if he's doing this,
Uh,
I'm readying my bow again.
You can certainly have a go at it.
Well, that's probably too
I'm
hard.
readying my bow again.
The
If he's
obs
gonna
for
run.
smashing down a locked, well-built wooden door is like obs 6.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't even do the climbing roll. So, well, I could if I reroll. Okay, I'll do stealthy first. So 4.
Okay.
4 of them.
This
Ready. I'm readying my bow.
Okay, that's obs 4.
it
Sorry,
was
so, no,
obs
sorry.
stealth?
The obs is dependent on the guys who are looking at you.
Oh, okay.
It turns out Kiko's brother has observation 5.
What a
Okay, so he
cheeky
gets
cunt.
2 successes.
And I have 3 successes.
So you manage to fade into the shadows, but you're still in the alleyway.
Okay.
And he says, "Come
Oh.
on, this is really rather tiresome. It's not as if this alleyway has any exits."
My brother will
He
run out.
indicates to the
My
goons.
brother will run out of patience with you eventually. You don't want to see him when he's run out of patience. You
Okay,
really
well,
don't.
I'm trying to do the climbing roll. I'm going to add 1 dice with my last thing.
No clever words from you, Judson. I gave you a simple mission and you managed to blow up half the bloody dots.
I didn't blow up half of the dock. Do you think I'm
Fine.
capable of that?
Like, can I re-roll this one, or does that count?
Reroll it if it's on its edge.
You think I'm capable of blowing up a dock?
Okay, I'm gonna explode to 6.
I'm not
Okay, go.
capable of
Oh, wait,
catching
wait,
a
wait.
rabbit.
Wait, before you guys are talking, wait, Kiko, real quick. So I just used to add the dice. I added 1 persona, right?
Mhm.
I used my last persona point, and I used that on what was it? Climbing.
Yes.
Climbing 1 persona, and then to explode the dice, it's 1 fate, or what is it?
1 fate, yes. And
Okay,
you
so-
definitely have 1 fate left.
Okay, I don't have to write fates down for exploding, or is that also on
Yes,
climbing?
you do.
If you use it on climbing, then that fate will be written down on it. Yes.
Okay, so I do climbing 1 persona, climbing 1 fate.
Yep.
Yes.
I am.
Okay.
As he's doing this climb,
So
as I said, I'm going. Do you think
Mm.
you think I was able to explode a dock? I can't even catch a rabbit.
Okay, so I have 3 successes right now, and I need 1 more success. Come on, baby! Yes! And
Oh,
I
that
can
explodes.
Can explode it again. So that's 4 successes. Okay, 4 successes. So I did the climb.
Okay, so you make it up the wall and onto the roof.
Fucking Batman!
Meanwhile, the goons sweep the alleyway, and they're just left with him looking at you and saying, "It happened on your watch. Come on." And he gesticulates for you to follow him. Meanwhile, Phil, who has returned to the local contracts enforcement building,
I'm like,
Um,
but I'm not a sergeant.
a smartly
Wiped
dressed.
the white dust off, by the way. That was the last thing I did.
Are you sure you don't want to keep any of it?
No, because it would be a loose end that could incriminate me.
Ah, okay. And in that case, just as you get in, a smartly dressed man who again looks inconspicuous but better dressed than you'd expect for a guard, motions for you to follow him and says, "Be here tomorrow at this time." Hand you a piece of paper and leaves.
Okay.
And thus, with Rufus incapacitated, Clyker escaping over the rooftops, Kiko
Yeah.
and Phil with an appointment tomorrow, we are going to what? Shall we wind the session to a close?
It would be 1 hour 40.
Is that good? Or do you want to do? We can do another 20 minutes easily.
Do another 20 minutes. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
2 hours more, please.
Okay,
No.
so are we assuming that Clyker is making his way back towards his Batcave? I mean, warehouse.
Yes, I'm making my way back
you
to my
mean,
derelict
you
warehouse.
mean his bat hole? It's just a hole in the ground.
To be fair, it is a
Bat
pretty.
hole.
It's not a nice warehouse. It's like cold and full of like old.
Is there, by the
pallets.
way, is there something? Can I actually get myself something? I mean, someone in the chat is saying grappling hook. Obviously, like not like a grappling gun or whatever. But
I will
can I
fuck you
actually
up.
make myself or get myself a rope that has a hook on it that helps me climb?
You
You
can
are the-
definitely get some
Yeah.
of that stuff. You can get climbing gear.
I have to say,
Okay, I would actually like to do that. Yeah.
you are the worst Batman ever. Batman would have already incapacitated me before I even knew he was there.
He's like Batman without the combat skills.
You're like
Yeah, pretty
bat,
much.
bat rodent.
No, I'm pretty much Bruce Wayne still learning his shit.
He's more like a kind of swashbuckler.
I'm like
with
year
no buff.
1 Batman. No, not even that. I'm like year minus 5
Kindergarten
Batman.
Batman.
Kindergarten Batman, exactly. Yeah, like I realized that like when I come back to the warehouse, I realized that I really need to do stuff to help me with climbing and so on. So I want to fasten myself something that helps me with climbing.
Meanwhile, it's worth noting that Dominique still is wearing his makeup. He took off the disguise but didn't have time to get out his wipes. So Dominique comes to in a smart room. This is tomorrow morning. And by the way, the time you're meant to be at this unmarked building, which is marked sort of business intelligence pretty much. This is where you have to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Phil and Kiko. You've been brought to the intelligence building with your brother, who says he'll talk to you in the morning, and you've been sent up to a room that you notice has a barred door. This is presumably to stop whoever is inside leaving before the intelligence service
Oh,
wants them
good.
to.
So I'm actually locked in.
You are indeed.
Lovely. I'm going to spend the entire night banging on the rails.
Have fun.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Rupert is in a similar situation, waking up as the sun comes in with a incredible headache.
Wait, are you sure you can actually sleep with that?
Oh, he was chloroform, straight up. Like he's knocked unconscious. Like
Oh.
he wakes up with somebody poking his face and going, "It's unbelievable. He looks like a woman. They're so red. How does he do that?"
I'm just I'm not enjoying claustrophobia. Whoever typed that, I'm not enjoying it whatsoever.
So enjoying it.
Okay, so Phil, do you turn up at the intelligence building tomorrow
Yeah.
morning at 10?
Absolutely.
I turn up.
Okay.
I've got no
You're
option
there,
but to.
exactly. The door opens and you're ushered downstairs into a smartly appointed discussion room, which has a nice oak table and a few chairs, and Kiko's brother, along with a couple of other people who look like a significantly higher ranking. He looks like an operations officer, and they look like local department heads, looking slightly concerned. And Rufus, who, if you want to, so Dominique, when you're woken up, do you choose to use the opportunity of the basin in the corner, which has some water in it, to wipe your face?
Yes.
Okay, so you're now just looking like a devilishly handsome man. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
The intelligence officer who was sent there to watch you to make sure you don't go for a runner is just he's like, what the? But now you look like a man. What the? What the fuck?
How's he dressed?
His mind has been blown.
He's dressed like a god.
He's wearing a no. He's not dressed like a god. He's just like a sort of.
Oh.
You can think of him more as looking like somebody who could easily be wearing some type of mild armor under the slightly bulky, but they look like moderately business-like clothes over the top. He looks like you know how it is when you look at the Secret Service and they're standing around wearing suits, but they're clearly not guys who would normally wear suits. He looks like that. Exactly.
Pleb.
Exactly. He's not that type of thing. Okay. So you were ushered downstairs, and this is where the fun begins.
Am I still in my small clothes?
You're in the clothing you were wearing, which is you've been given a shirt and trousers, so you know you're suitable for interrogation.
What kind of trousers and shirt?
They're like pretty crap. They're just like generic and in your size.
He refuses to wear them.
Okay. The guy pretty much indicates, please, I can't bring you down there not wearing trousers. And he puts his head in his hands. He's like,
You have to get me some proper trousers. Now he's Arnold. I don't know why.
okay, so this guy wanders off to the somewhere in the building and then returns with a pair of slightly nicer looking trousers.
He scowls at them.
Do you wear them though?
How slightly nicer looking? Are they nicer than the guards' trousers?
Well, they're at least folded.
Well, are they nicer than the guards' trousers?
The crease is sharper.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you'll accept that. Okay, so you're wearing the exciting trousers, and you make your way down to the conference room on the bottom floor. Meanwhile, Kikoskia receives another.
That's not Kikoskia. That's not my name.
Christoph.
Look, you can be Kikoskia in my heart. That's what counts.
No, it's Christoph Anador.
As you return back to your room, back to your warehouse. When you wake up the next morning, you find a small package waiting outside the side entrance.
I am getting extremely nervous that someone knows where my warehouse is.
Funny that.
Like, I'm very weirded out by this, and I'm doing like a sweep around the warehouse.
Like, well,
and everything.
time to burn it down.
Pretty
Really
much.
turned out
You
to be
bad
the
warehouse.
You can't see anything, but what you can see is that the handwriting on the label is exactly the same as the handwriting on the note you got last time.
Have I seen this handwriting before?
Yes, it's the handwriting from the note earlier.
No. I mean, have I like
No,
that
you
I've
don't,
seen
you
it
don't
for the
recognize
second
it. It's
time?
just
I don't recognize.
handwriting.
Okay.
And
So what does it say?
And all it says is you might find the contents of this illuminating.
Okay, I open the
It's a
package.
torch.
And inside is a small pouch full of white powder.
Oh, I wanted it to be a torch.
Do I know what the powder is?
You can try and taste it.
I'll do a quick like a careful taste.
Fingertip.
Fingertip, yeah.
It tastes rather like chalk.
Is it chalk?
It looks a little bit like chalk.
Okay, so it's chalk.
As far as you know, you're not an expert. You would have to
Okay.
take this to somebody who would know this type of
Well,
thing.
it's chalk. Excellent.
Do I know of anybody who knows this kind of stuff?
Let
Is
me
there
think.
is there maybe a store close to where like a guy like I don't know like an alchemist or
Well,
something
here is
sells
what you
stuff?
could do. There are two possibilities. The first is you could use a wise to try and see if you can name a shop or something, or you could try and use your circles to say that you know somebody who might know this type of thing, and if you come up with a reason why you would know them and why. An amateur geologist, for example.
Well, in my circles, I don't really have a circle. Do I just have relationships?
You should have circles too.
You never gave me any.
No,
Oh wait, right,
Carter
understand.
will.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
of course.
And circles 2 means that.
Yes.
So do you want to try the circles route or the wise route?
Well, I mean, I've seen a lot of shops and everything when I went out with my father and so on for the businesses. So I try to come up with remembering a shop of someone who deals in this kind of stuff. So do I use circles for that?
Remembering a shop, I think that's still a wise.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the circles that I was moving in, like, you know, like
Yeah,
stores
but
and
circles,
merchants.
circles is for inventing a character. So circles would be like, oh, my character knows blank, who is an amateur geologist.
Oh, okay. Well, then okay, yeah. Then what I
Okay,
remember
well,
is
we haven't done a circles test before, so let's try circles.
okay. So
And
what do
I'll
I do?
explain how circles work. So the way circles works is like this: you roll 2 dice,
Okay.
and this is an easy an obstacle one circles test is what it would require to find a person involved in a trade or occupation in his
Failed.
proper place and at the appropriate time.
I failed.
Okay, so you can't think of somebody, and a quick look through the streets for somebody who might be able to identify this doesn't actually find anybody.
Well then I guess is there like a proper like a shopping district or something where I might find someone who knows this?
Certainly there is.
Okay, then I'd like to go
What
there.
are we doing during this?
Okay, meanwhile, indeed, and meanwhile, in the intelligence building, is it Brockton?
Who?
Just the name of your brother is Brockton?
It's Brockton, correct.
Brockton.
I'd
It's not
also
Brockton.
while I walk through the streets, I'd also like to randomly shout, "Where is she?"
No,
Where is she?
no, don't do that.
No, I'm not doing that. Where is she?
Brockton looks at you. It's always slightly irritated you, Judson, that he puts on airs a bit. You feel like ever since he got this job, which you feel like was a bit of a fluke anyway, he's been a bit of a dick about it.
Yep.
And he looks at me and he says, "Gentlemen, it seems you have a bit of a problem.
Wait, am I with them or not?
You are with them.
I'm with them. Okay.
What about Dominic?
You're with them as well.
Yeah.
First
What's
thing he does
what's
is
his brother
he
wearing?
looks at Judson and he says, "First, I need your assurance. Was this man directly involved with the hijackers?"
Who's he indicating with?
He's indicating Dominique.
When he means hijackers, does he mean the people that stole the box?
No, he means the group that you were in originally, like the group that he sent you to effectively be a part of.
Yes,
Where
he was.
you were-
Yes, he was working with us.
Okay, was he a main part of the group or was he a temporary hire? Dominic, if you want to, you can say what you were.
What kind of clothes is his brother wearing?
He's just he's wearing clothes.
This denotes his attitude towards
He
him,
was-
so it's important.
As far as I can
Just
tell, he
very,
was
like-
brought on for the job in hand.
Okay. In that case, we need to talk to you. Why do you know why you were doing what you were doing? Dominic.
What do you mean? I was told to. No, why did he speak like that? I was told to get to distract the boat so they could do something. I don't know. I was just had to perform on the bridge, and it did not work. It was not.
It was certainly a performance. I say
Thank
flatly.
you, thank you. It's good to see someone who appreciates the arts.
I don't think
Okay.
many people were appreciating it.
No, they're all peasants.
You see, you two are in a bit of a pickle.
What,
It would be very
where's
easy for me to pass both of you on to the city guard, indicate where you were last night, give my assurances that you were where I say you were, where I said you were, and leave it at that. You now need to convince me or give me information otherwise, or indication of your future usefulness, to demonstrate to me why I should not take this course of action.
Just quickly, I definitely saw Ruther, didn't I? Because
Yeah,
he was on the
You did.
bridge.
You saw all three of them.
And I did see, yep.
He's going to come to you. in a
Would
second.
you have recognized me though? Because there was the before
You
that.
were a woman when I first saw you, and then when you ran back, you were
Oh, man.
half clothed.
Would you
Yeah.
have recognized
You
that
ran
as the
back
same
across the
person?
bridge. I don't know.
Well,
Because-
Actually, no, he actually wouldn't, because you're wearing different clothes and the makeup's
Yeah.
on.
well,
And what you might have seen was someone you thought came out of the building near where the other people were
I'm.
in his small clothes, so
So
he
I
might
saw-
wake it up by the explosion and just run out to the street because he's retarded.
Yeah, so I saw Klyka in whatever his clothes are, but not his face. Kiko as he stands now, and a woman in disarray.
Okay. So then he looks at you, Siegfried, and he says, "Before these two plead their case, I need you to tell me exactly what you saw. As far as we can tell, you're the only thing approaching an officer of the law who was anywhere near the place. And unfortunately, your poor friend died. Can you tell us what happened?"
We came to the bridge. We saw a boat of some sort under fire. There was a woman on the bridge.
Under fire from whom?
Couldn't tell you if they were inside a building, a large building.
Okay.
Beyond that, there was an explosion, and after that, I was assaulted by some other man when I tried to give chase. When I checked my friend, he had been hit by shrapnel.
Can you describe the man?
give a rough description of what Clyker was wearing.
Which is basically a hood and a bunch of other stuff. He says, "Oh,
A hood and a
fucking
cloak,
hooded idiot! No idea what he was doing there. He didn't seem to be. Did any of you see him do anything that seemed to be in line with any of the groups that was there?
No.
Do we know why he was there?
He seemed to have his own agenda. He was asking. He thought that we were involved with something, and that we had information for him. I can tell you, looking to Siegfried, that my group of people were the ones that were shooting on the barge. We were under orders to do so.
And Kiko remembers the guy was also randomly shouting, "Where is she?"
Phil, what do you say in response to that?
I don't really have anything to say to that.
Okay, fair enough.
Considering the fact it was you who ordered me to do this, brother.
And Brockton sighs and he says, "Because this agency likes to pride itself on the control of information, and unfortunately, the number of people who found out about what should have been this fairly low-key operation is exceptionally large. We have an unknown group of extremely efficient and well-armed hijackers, which is a problem in and of itself.
Yep.
The fact that as far as we can tell, they weren't even transporting what we thought they were. We have absolutely no idea why a group that heavily armed would steal ordinary drugs. It seems bizarre in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
We have absolutely no idea who this fool in the hood is, or how he found out about this, or how he even got there before us.
Why do you keep insulting him? He's always like a fool.
Because
or an idiot.
because he thinks you're an idiot. Because he's just like, this guy turns up, like, threatens somebody in a thing, like, because he knows, like, he saw you fail to grapple Kiko. Like, he knows that you're not like,
yeah.
you aren't
Jeez,
like
if
some
you
kind of
can't
trained
beat
guy.
me, basically, if you
Yeah,
can't beat
true.
me, you are useless.
And then he shows up. And he doesn't even threaten you with violence. He's just like, "Come with us, please." Like, no implied violence. And
And
you're
I just
literally like fucking
disappear.
off.
And
He's-
I just disappear.
is
He's just like, for fuck's sake.
is Brockton ranting about how bad the situation is?
Yeah, pretty much what he's doing.
I'm going to interject. And boy, wouldn't it be bad if you were blamed for all this in the end?
He looks at you with
Dead.
narrowed eyes.
I'm gonna smile. This is the one minor little up I have on my brother here. I'm savouring it.
Okay, we are going to have to pause the session here for a little bit. I think I have to do something IRL very quickly, so I shall be back probably in about 5 or 10 minutes. Be right back.
I'm gonna make a little cut in the recording here. Hang on.